people would expect is that I respect this gift.
Ready for this?
This is an accident. I got to report this gift, man.
That is a California compliant 6-hour P365 macro.
This is too cool. The fact that you would give me this. You just want TSA to take this from me and not
We're talking about their parents. How can you snitch? The idea of a snitch and a parent to me doesn't compute.
Well, I don't. But what is the job of a teacher? It's to teach.
Bill Maher just went full flamethrower on Gavin Newsom, and no, it wasn't over hair gel. It was chaos comedy and California dreams going up in smoke. From botched policies to bizarre priorities, Maher's takedown had more punch than a Napa wine fight at a vegan barbecue. Is this the moment Newsom regrets every smug smirk? Grab popcorn, hide the kombucha, and buckle up, because this roast got political, personal, and painfully hilarious fast.
If you talk to someone you don't agree with. Yeah. I feel like this country is divided into owners and healers. People think you can own the other side. Yeah, well, Gavin Newsom owned DeSantis. Yeah. DeSantis destroyed Gavin Newsom. Yeah. Or people who want to talk and heal. And I feel like the next president's going to be, at least if it comes from this party, the Democratic Party, someone who wants to talk and heal.
If you're enjoying, subscribe. It helps more than you think. Bill Maher had had enough. You could see it in his face, hear it in his tone, practically smell the smoke coming off his cue cards. California's favorite coif crusader Gavin Newsom just got the kind of takedown usually reserved for late-night infomercial scams, and that one friend who explains NFTs at brunch.
Maher says things that need to be said. He tells jokes that need to be told. He talks about malfeasance on the left as well as the right. Again, low bar, but in this day and age, it does matter. So he's been holding the liberals accountable for their actions in the last few years. He's been really against the woke mindset. He's been smashing some politicians who have been behaving badly. And most recently, he said, hey, you know those California wildfires? Well, I think they were much, much worse because of the Democrats in charge of California. He's right, of course.
It started with a sigh, then a side-eye, then boom. Maher went full flamethrower. The target, that shiny-haired governor of a state that's somehow both broke and crawling with billionaires. Maher didn't just criticize Newsom, he torched him, rolled the ashes in hemp paper, and lit it again.
And finally, new rule, we may not be able to do much about the weather, but we do need a better plan for putting out a burning city than waiting for rain. America is so partisan now that even when there's a disaster of any kind, so many people choose to defend their own team, even over death. A lot of Democrats in this one-party state this week went right to, don't blame politicians, you can't do anything about the wind. Which is exactly half true.
See, once upon a time, Maher was the court jester of progressivism. He loved liberal ideals the way Californians love overpriced juice bars. But now he's looking at California like an ex who promised therapy but came back with a pyramid scheme. Newsom is the walking contradiction, preaches climate reform, flies private jets to donor dinners, locks down a state, then waltzes into French Laundry like a Netflix reboot of Marie Antoinette Napa edition. While small businesses died, kids learned math from exhausted parents, and hairdressers traded haircuts for toilet paper, Newsom was sipping wine that cost more than rent, literally. Maher didn't need to scream. His sarcasm was enough to shatter Newsom's PR department. This wasn't a mega rant. This was a liberal icon saying, remember logic, can we bring that back?
Yes, fire is a tough fight out here, and yes, global warming absolutely makes it worse. But that's largely out of our control. What are we going to do, pass a ballot measure to make sure Chinese stop burning coal? It's also, yes, undeniably true that LA is built in a stupid place to build a city.
Taxes through the roof, middle class through the exit. Maher didn't need charts, he just pointed to the U-Haul shortage. California's the only state where leaving requires a wait list. And then came the killer San Francisco's magical cleanup before a Chinese delegation arrived. Suddenly the tents vanished, streets sparkled, and the city looked like a Pixar opening. Maher's message was clear, oh, so you can fix it, you just won't unless foreign dignitaries are watching. Newsom basically admitted the decay was optics, not inevitability. That's like spraying perfume on a dumpster and hoping nobody notices the rats are unionizing.
Took a lot of heat. I'm with the people who want to hold politicians accountable. You know, we shouldn't talk about it now. It's so funny. hear that coming out of the mouths of liberals, because they hate it when conservatives say that after a gun tragedy, which is what conservatives always say after a mass shooting. This is not the time to politicize it, and then it never is. It is absolutely the time to talk about it. And this is what my editorial is about Friday night on the show. Was it always going to be bad? Of course. Their arguments are not wrong. We built the city in terrible...
While Newsom tours cable shows with a rehearsed smirk and focus group vocabulary, the state he governs is falling apart faster than a dating app chat after I don't like dogs. And Maher isn't alone, he's just the first high-profile liberal with the guts to say it. Criticizing Newsom on MSNBC is like ordering steak at a vegan potluck. It doesn't happen unless someone's fed up. Then came the education jab schools where math is problematic, history is rewritten, and third graders are taught existentialism before shoelaces. Test scores plummet, teachers strike, and buzzwords like inclusivity metrics drown out literacy rates. In Newsom's California, banning plastic straws gets more airtime than fentanyl overdoses.
You know what the absolute worst thing for the environment is? Wildfires. A 22 study found that the smoke from just the two in 2020 wiped out 18 years of carbon reduction in the state, which means we suffered the pain of driving those early model Priuses for nothing.
And crime, or as Newsom's camp calls it, urban vibrancy. Stores close in broad daylight. Walgreens is now a museum. Smash and grabs are so common they're practically open MIC nights. Maher didn't exaggerate, he listed facts. The same man who dismissed crime concerns as right-wing hysteria suddenly launched task forces when donors had to step over unconscious bodies on the way to Whole Foods.
At a fire when Trump was president, and he came in and he said, "You don't rake. You're not raking." And I did we all did jokes about it, but you know, we got to get over this thing. Is he wrong usually? Yeah. But I'm not gonna, I remember when he took ivermectin or something, and then ivermectin, which won the Nobel Prize.
Right.
And nobody, it was like, that became snake oil? No, just because Trump says it doesn't mean it's automatically wrong. Did he have a point about that we don't?
Of course he did.
Okay.
Of course he did. And what we should be doing in the city, and what we should do now, we have an opportunity, underground the power lines.
Well, yeah,
of
course.
And the cherry on top, Newsom's presidential ambitions. He says he's not running, which means he's absolutely running. He's just waiting for the current nominee to blink or expire. Maher sees the photo ops, the media blitz, the debates with out-of-state governors. Newsom doesn't want to fix California, he wants to graduate from it.
Today, the Trump administration, they talked about the fact that California had a rule that schools cannot be required to notify parents if their kids in school have changed their gender, their pronouns. That's the kind of thing, even though it doesn't affect a lot of people, that makes a lot of people go, well, you know what? That's the party without common sense. Now, if that's your state, how are you?
Well, I just disagree with that. I mean, the law was you would be fired. A teacher would be fired if a teacher did not report or snitch on a kid talking about their gender.
Maher didn't flip sides, he flipped the table. And Newsom was the centerpiece. He never raised his voice. He didn't need to. This wasn't avant-garde politics, it was just bad policy in a nice blazer. And if Newsom's feelings were hurt, maybe another French Laundry weekend, this time with a mask and a mirror.
No, you're friends with Newsom.
Yeah.
We live here, right?
Oh,
we
yes.
live in California. I was born here. In Oakland, they have Kaiser Hospital. The hospital put out a notice last week, employees are not to leave for lunch. It's too dangerous.
Right.
In downtown
Yes,
Oakland. That's on him. I don't want to hear that the homeless problem is intractable. You want to be CEO? It's your problem. It's your dad.
Yeah.
I know you like him, but I just think I can't imagine him having the gall to run to lead this country when he's run this state into the ground. When we just had Governor Brown not that long ago, Oakland was safe. Things were going on.
When Maher's roast hit the airwaves, the internet imploded. TikTok stitched it. Reddit debated it. X, Twitter, turned it into a tribal war. One side praised him as the liberal whisperer, the other screamed right-wing sellout between sips of $8 oat milk lattes. But Maher's rant wasn't about hating the left, it was about demanding the left do better.
Newsom, how do you feel about Newsom?
Had him on my show Friday.
I saw that.
And I first of all, I love him. You just like a guy or you don't. I've known him for a long time. He's done my show for a long time. Do I love everything he does as the governor of California? No, I don't. I wouldn't say I'm undertaxed. Yeah, I have issues with this state. He's got one reason I want him to run for president. Well, is because he's obviously a winner. This guy could fucking do it. It's insane that we have the guy, but
he's a winner. He's a winner. He's a winner. His state has undergone massive wildfires.
In the end, Maher didn't leave California. He just held up a mirror. The reflection wasn't glowing, it was overregulated, overtaxed, and under-delivering. If Newsom really wants the presidency, he'll have to survive more than flattering lighting and friendly interviews. Because roasting isn't cruelty, it's accountability with a punchline. And right now California deserves a refund.